Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to April's wrap-up video. So if you don't know, at the end of every month we talk about all of the games that I've bought, both physically and digitally, and all of the games that I've played during the month. So let's just get straight on with physical purchases. Now, if you watched my bonus whatnot video, which I think is coming out before this one, then you will have already seen these purchases, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. The first one is My Sims Kingdom on the Wii. I already had My Sims, so I thought I'd add My Sims Kingdom. This is, obviously, if you have watched the whatnot video, from whatnot, from a seller called Resale Wales. So yes, just one little video game to add to the collection this month. So that's the only video game that I physically added, but I did add a video game purchase, again from whatnot, again from Resale Wales. And it is this little KK Slider sort of mochi head. So it's like a squishy head of KK Slider from Animal Crossing. It's a bit morbid, isn't it, really? I mean, it's just a head. Well, let's do this. But yeah, I wanted it for the Animal Crossing collection, so here we are. I am now the proud owner of a decapitated KK Slider. So that's all of the physical video game purchases this month. Again, as you guys can probably tell by the channel, I've spent a lot more time focusing on Pokemon cards and things like that, so I haven't had as much expendable income for physical video games, but I am hopeful that I'll be adding more physical video games soon. So let's now move on to digital purchases, and we're not going to talk about my experience playing them just yet. We'll leave that for the last section, so I'm just going to say what games I purchased. Fishbowl I purchased this month. I got the free demo, so this isn't a purchase, on the Switch for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I've got my sheet here, so that's why I'm looking over here. I also downloaded, again for free, so not really a purchase, Pokemon Champions on the Switch. And finally, we purchased the Pokemon Shield expansion pass for the Switch. So that's all of the digital purchases. 2 of them I paid for and 2 of them I didn't. So now let's finally move on to games that I have played during the month. So Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits is an ongoing playthrough here on this channel, which will be over soon. It will be over in May. So I have had such a blast doing that playthrough. I absolutely adore Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits, and I'm really proud of that playthrough, actually. I loved it. So if you've been engaging in that in any way, thank you very, very much. It really does mean the world to me. Then I platinumed Assassin's Creed Brotherhood this month. I have spoken about my Assassin's Creed journey a little bit. So I loved Assassin's Creed 2. Brotherhood, I didn't love as much, but I obviously cared about it enough to platinum it. It definitely got better the more I played it. I think when it comes, I'm playing with the Ezio trilogy, of course. I think I'm going to have to play them all the way through to get Ezio's full story, and then that will maybe inform my opinion on Brotherhood a little bit more, and we're going to be talking about Revelations in a moment. But I did enjoy Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, just not as much as Assassin's Creed 2. Well, let's go ahead and talk about Assassin's Creed Revelations then. I am currently playing through Assassin's Creed Revelations, but it's been put on hold for a number of reasons. One, to catch up on playthroughs here on this channel. I do need to play other games in order to get playthroughs out to you guys. And 2, I've been really focused on Pokemon again, which I will talk about again in a moment. So Assassin's Creed Revelations has sort of been put on hold, but I am going to get back into it in May. Unfortunately, again, I am not enjoying Revelations as much as I did Assassin's Creed 2, but I'm probably halfway through Assassin's Creed Revelations at the moment. So as it stands, my thoughts on Assassin's Creed from least favourite to most favourite would be the first Assassin's Creed game, Revelations, Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed 2. I'm not really in the Assassin's Creed fandom, so I don't know if that is sort of accurate to what everybody else seems to think, but that is my opinion at the moment. And eventually, of course, I do want to play all of the Assassin's Creed games. I am very, very behind, as you guys know. So we will talk more about Revelations next month, but safe to say I am still continuing on with my Assassin's Creed journey. I did see the news that Black Flag is getting a remake, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to play it as it was intended first. I might play it, I don't know, because I got the Ezio collection, so 2, 3 and 4 technically are remasters for me. So I don't know. If Black Flag comes out before I'm ready, because I've got Revelations and then Assassin's Creed 3 and then Black Flag, I think. So by the time I've played Assassin's Creed 3, if the Black Flag remaster or whatever it is out, I probably will play it like that. But we'll have to wait and see. But safe to say, in a nutshell, my Assassin's Creed journey is still continuing. It's just slowed down a little bit. So next, let's talk about Pokemon Shield. I finally started Pokemon Shield for the first time this month. My husband bought it me for Christmas. So 4 months later, I am finally playing Pokemon Shield. I'm very late to the game. I absolutely love Shield. So we finished all of the main game and we are now currently on one of the DLC. So we're on the Isle of Armor at the moment, and then we're moving on to the Crown Tundra. I will still be playing Pokemon Shield by the time you see next month's wrap up, so we'll talk more about the DLC and everything in next month's wrap up. But I really like Shield a lot. As I've said before, my first Pokemon game on the Switch was actually ZA, so I've gone about it a very, very weird way. I've got my dream team on the go at the moment. Of course, I picked Scorbunny as a starter, and I'm absolutely loving using Cinderace. I like the Dynamax Gigantamax aspect. I like the story. Honestly, I love everything about Shield. Now, is it my favourite Pokemon game? I don't think so. I still love Alpha Sapphire. I don't know if anything can beat Alpha Sapphire for me, honestly. I keep saying this. My husband is convinced Arceus will be Alpha Sapphire for me, but I'm not sure. So we'll keep going. But Shield is definitely my second favourite, I think. I think it's better than Moon for me. It is better than ZA. So I think Shield is my second favourite at the moment, but I love Alpha Sapphire so much. I am enjoying my time with Shield though, and like I say, we're currently on the Isle of Armor, so I'll talk about it a bit more next month. Now, a game that I can't talk about too much that I have been playing is Fishbowl, because Fishbowl is now a playthrough here on this channel. I absolutely adore Fishbowl. Of course I do, because it's a playthrough. Now, do I expect the playthrough to get much engagement? No, it is a very story heavy game. It is very dialogue heavy. There's not a lot of action, and the themes that it deals with are heavy, heavy themes. The loss of a loved one and the grief that comes with it, depression, anxiety. But for me, as someone who has struggled with all of that for a number of years, I find Fishbowl a very cathartic game, and it is so accurate sometimes to how I feel, that it really takes me out of the fact that it's a game, and I feel like I'm in a diary, you know? It's beautiful, but again, I don't think it will get as much engagement here as I would like it to, because most people who watch playthroughs, I think, want a bit more action, and this doesn't have a lot of action at all. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is a beautiful, beautiful game. So if you are interested in that playthrough, then please check it out. I will just do a heavy, heavy content warning that all the things I said before. If you are someone who struggles with depression, anxiety, any mental health really, grief, PTSD, then you may struggle to watch or to play Fishbowl, but I really think that the messages in the game are so important, and it helped me as someone, again, who is struggling with things like that. It helped me immensely. Then I stuck on The Sims 4, and I can't remember why, but I think my time with The Sims 4 is done now, because I didn't enjoy what I was playing. I put it on to do something for the channel, and then decided I wasn't enjoying it, so it was canned. But there was something Sims 4 related that was going to happen on this channel, and I just couldn't get into it, so that's the end of that, I suppose. So finally we move on to the last game, and that is Pokemon Champions on the Switch. I've uninstalled it. So I played it for a good 3 weeks, I think 2-3 weeks, non-stop, and yeah, I have real issues with it. Essentially, it's just a battle mechanic game, and I think the issues I have are very similar to what's been echoed online, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but safe to say I have uninstalled it. I have built a very solid team on Pokemon Champions, if I do say so myself, and I'm still getting my ass kicked because of the mechanics of how the game works. So I'm not happy with that. I think if you work hard to win and you can't win, then there's sort of something wrong with the system, if that makes any sense at all. And I feel like I'm not a bad Pokemon player. But Pokemon Champions makes me feel like a bad Pokemon player. So I realised I was getting less enjoyment out of it and more frustration. So when that happens, uninstall. So I've had my time with it. I enjoy bits and bobs of it, but essentially, I like Pokemon for the story, the Pokemon of course, but I am very story driven when it comes to video games, and there isn't really a story in Champions, it's just a battle mechanic, like I say. So, not for me. I will be moving on. It has been uninstalled. So that's everything. Quite a long wrap up, actually. That's all of the video games that I have purchased and played during the month. So you'll have to let me know what video games you've been enjoying this month. Thank you very much, as always, for watching, and until next time, bye, Embers.